Welcome all. It's a beautiful evening of 1st April 2022 and it's Friday and it's the beginning of new month of the year. और यकीन मानिए अगर हम हिंदी हिसाब से चलें तो अप्रैल का जो महीना है और कल से नवरात्रि भी लग रहे हैं, तो ये जो महीना है इसे हम हिंदी हिसाब से नव वर्ष की तरह भी लेते हैं। तो कल से नवरात्रों के साथ ही नव वर्ष हिंदी हिसाब से भी शुरुआत हो रही है। तो उस सब की आप सबको बहुत ढेर सारी बधाई। मैं जानती हूँ कि मैं अपने समय के अनुसार बहुत देर से आज आपके साथ जुड़ रही हूँ और उसके लिए मुझे तहे दिल से खेद भी है, पर कभी कभी कुछ चीजें हमारी मर्जी से ना होकर आजकल टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत सुप्रीम है, तो टेक्नोलॉजी की मर्जी से होती है। तो जैसा भी है हम उसके साथ चलेंगे। आज एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक के साथ हमारे साथ डॉक्टर थोटा योगालक्ष्मी जी जुड़ रहे हैं और आई रिस्पेक्ट मैम एंड हर व्यूज एंड हर मेथड and methodology of teaching very much. So before inviting, I know I'm late, but I'm just quickly run through my slides, tell you something very interesting things. So the topic today is edutainment in education, learn and unlearn to learn, or we can say learn, unlearn and relearn. So quickly move ahead. आज आप सबको उत्कल दिवस की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। उत्कल दिवस हमारा हर साल
Chitra ma'am, sorry for the interruption. Let me extend a very warm welcome and apologize from the lady because we were supposed to have this program at 8 o'clock, and I also apologize from the global audience and whatever mess has been created by my team today. I apologize for that. I wish to know that are we now in a position to see me on YouTube?
I can see a picture of yours. Video is off, but your audio is coming.
My audio is coming, but my video is off.
Yes, sir.
Thota ma'am,
yes,
can you see my video?
Yes, I can see, sir. I can see you.
You can see my video now?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So, my sincere apologies.
Please, sir,
I regret and I feel very sorry because because if after 2 years of a hard working in a pandemic on digital, if still the team creates a mess, that is unpardonable for the entire team, for which I'm going to take a very strict action tomorrow morning.
Please,
I feel very sorry for that.
No.
Now I'm talking to the global fraternity. Let's start straightway your program, ma'am.
Yes,
we extend you a very warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got Dr. Thota Yogalakahni Mahendren ji, and she had been very kind to come earlier as well. Today is a special session. Let her take on the journey, and we will cut short our introduction, presentation and all. Ma'am, you kindly take on directly and I'll be with you. Chitra ma'am, you can relax now. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please go ahead, Thota ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Chitra. Good evening, Major Colonel Menon, sir. This is an honor for me to be called again, which I really take it as a big privilege. And I'm very happy to conduct this program. And please don't apologize. Technical issues, no one can do anything because right now it's happening all over. So,
but these kind of a flap should not take place after 2 years, ma'am. India has to improve. We all have to improve. And if we do not improve after 2 years also, I think it's very sincere, apologetic. Please go ahead.
How do I go onto the screen? I just want to my topic over here is edutainment in education. I think you all can see me. Am I visible?
Yes, ma'am, I can see you. Please go ahead.
And the slide. It's told by Albert Einstein saying that it is not learning of facts which is more important, but the training of the mind is one which is very important to think. That helps people to learn. And education is not something which is people can't do. Everyone can get educated. Only thing is their mindset. Why is that we have to get educated? What is that we need for education? And when is the education actually needed? There is no time, there is no age, there is no numbers added to education. It's only that we are ready for anything, anytime. A child who's been created into the womb of the mother starts learning right from the dot of the time it's been created. That is God's creation. And how does this happen? Again, it's nature, science, and God's creation. That is why when we say a child, a mother, a pregnant mother, who is actually moved towards a maternal house after the 6th month or something, they take the daughter to their house. The child who's born is more attached to the maternal side than the paternal side, because the child keeps hearing all the voices of the mother's side, the mother's mother, the father, the uncles, and they're more familiar with this. That's why we say that each relation has to take a time to see the pregnant person, and the father is told by the mother, this is your father is coming in, and when the husband and wife speak, they know that baby knows that the father is coming in, and he can feel the father's touch, because every now and then the father's first baby, they keep touching the tummy of the mother and they feel how the child is moving. This is another type of education. So there is nothing called a child can't learn, a child can't be taught, or it's very difficult, or a special child. In my sense, I don't say there is something called a special child and has to be treated different. I will never say that. I will say all the children are equal in their learning sense. Only thing, the way we teach them. Creative learning props. What is that we have to? You give us a child a pencil, or you give a child a small piece of a crayon, or you give a child a paper. The child will try to do something with it, which we ourselves will not know what to do with it. That is the creative part of the brain, which actually activates the child to create many things. Usually they say when a baby is born, after 6 or 7 months, when the baby is born, the baby starts moving a little. That time, mostly the grandparents, they give newspaper. They take a newspaper, and when the baby is lying down on the floor, they put the newspaper on the baby. The sound the paper makes, this baby starts kicking with the leg, and then with the hands, it starts moving, and it likes the sound, and it tries to do something with the paper, and it can very likely see the script on the paper. That is one type of learning. So when it starts crawling, first thing they go, if you put a paper or newspaper there, they're trying to crawl and go to the newspaper to get that same feel as what they got earlier from the sound of it. That is one creative learning. And creative learning is very, very important. Don't force children to learn. Don't say that you are done, so don't compare your child with someone else. Okay. And again, you give a rubber, you just do that, you erase something in front of the child will start automatically erasing things like how you. Colors everywhere. This is one thing the eye catches. Let it be a baby, let it be an adult, or let it be even old people. Innovative, crafty, and arty creations. You give them colors. They will waste. That's okay. They will learn from the waste what to do. Suppose they spill color on the floor. They will actually splash it. They'll do all sorts of things with their hands. Now, with that hand full of color, they will put it on the wall. They'll imprint their palm on the wall. And when they do that, please don't shout at them and say, you spoiled the wall. You can wipe it. or you can do some other decorative thing on that piece of whatever creation the child has made. So please don't scold the child. That is, when you scold the child's brain gets shunned. They will not want to do it again, or they'll get scared and they will not even think about touching color. So never tell them anything. I'll tell you a small story over here. Teachers in the schools, most of them, some of them rather, I hope I'm on the queue. I hope all of you are listening. Hello. Hello.
Please go ahead, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Okay, because I got scared.
I can hear you. I can see you, ma'am. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So in some schools, we actually tell the teachers to be very kind to the children, not to scold them. But still, there are a handful of them who actually have their own problems at home. They come with the same mood to the school, which actually gives a very, very sad feeling for the child. I'll tell you what happens and why it happens. Our brain actually has a lot of neurons, hair-like structures fixed all over it, and it's a synapses which joins with another neuron. In a classroom, when a question is asked by the teacher, can you tell me which is the smallest animal that can be read in a mother's pouch? So many children may not know the answer, or they will tell a wrong answer. So if it's a wrong answer, it's fine, but never shun the child in front of everyone. Or if someone else is telling a right answer, don't say, oh, very good, all of you clap hands for X. Y has told the wrong answer. You just sit down. Shut up and sit down. This is what the teacher said. Now, what happens to the child who attempted to tell an answer what the child knew? What happens to the child here is the neurons starts disintegrating. They start dying. And there becomes a gap in the brain. And because of which the child will never ever try to answer again. Now, what is the problem with the child's answer? The child answered wrong. Which is the smallest animal? It is the kangaroo's baby, which is the size of our thimble, which crawls into the mother's pouch to suckle the milk. That another child has told, fine, the child is appreciated, this child is shunned. Now this child, the Y child, goes home. Once the child goes home with a frowning face, the mother asks, what happened? How was the class today? The child says, no, the class was okay. Okay, what was the homework? That is the usual trend of the parents. They don't bother what the child ate or what she did, or sometimes they'll say, did you eat? Why did you leave this? That is what they do. But they never make the child feel comfortable. The child is come down. So once that is finished, the child has the milk or whatever, and then sits down for the homework. Once the homework is going to start, the mother sits down and says, come, I'll teach you what it is. No, I don't want you to teach me. Why? Because you do not know so many answers. Oh, you're telling me that? Yes, ma'am, because today I got very much insulted in my class. The answer what you told me was wrong, and my miss shouted at me in front of everyone. I felt very ashamed, but Rahul told the answer correct, and everyone clapped for him. So I'm sorry, ma'am. Don't tell me anything. I can do it by myself. This would be the attitude of the child. Imagine how much of hurting the child has got. So parents, please, if you do not know the answer, accept it to the child. Tell the child, yeah, I do not know the answer. Let us go sit down and Google and check the answer. Or let us check with our books, reference books. We will find out. That should be the way you teach the child. Even if the child tells a wrong answer, teachers, please don't scold them. Don't make them feel ashamed. That hurt actually stays long in their brain. This one thing. Now, with this story, I'm telling you, connecting you over here with innovative, crafty, and arty creations. Whatever you give a child, you give a matchstick, the child can do wonders with a matchstick without not trying to match it or burn it. Without that, you tell the child, you should not use the matchstick for burning, but I want you to do something creative. And give 5 matchsticks and check. They will give you some more ideas as to what you can do with it. That is how you create them to do more creations. You give them colors, they will match colors, they will create something different where you can find a lot of meaning in them. That is how you have to make them feel crafty, arty, and creative. And then give them a piece of string, and you tell them, I'm giving you a crayon, I'm giving you the string. What can be done with this? The child may ask you for another different crayon colors, or they might check out whatever small tweak or something is there with them. They will try to create something. They'll try to make it into a balance, or they'll try to color the string, and they'll tie something with it, and they'll show it to you, saying that this can also be done. Sometimes we will find out, we will not have certain things at home. Like we want to do something very urgently, we want to tie up something, we will be searching out for so many things, but they will have a collection of all the waste products which we throw. They will collect it and they keep it. You know for what? They will get some sort of creative idea to utilize them. And they can also do a lot of models with whatever pieces they have collected it. So never discard what the child is collecting and keeping. This helps them to learn education in a very fun, frolic way on their own. Okay. Next, knowledge never fades. It can never fade. Whatever I have learned when I was very, very young, I still utilize all those things. I can never forget. Never will it be forgotten, because the way you teach the child, the way the creation is taught to the child, the way you tell them how to utilize these things. And there is always lot of ideas in their brains. Always lot of ideas. We do not know what they have next. Now it's like a juggler having different types of balls juggling, and they never put one also. They know how to mix colors, and what color comes in, and what new type of color they can create with the light and dark hues. Again, when they even make a small dot on the floor with the paint, they utilize that one dot, and they can create many more shapes on with the paint. So they're very, very crafty, they're very, very creative. So their knowledge is the ultimate, and that is how they utilize education. Learn. What is actually learn? Learn is, there is no limit for education at all runs of this. Any run in the sense, any way of walk of life, there is no end to all these things. So education is something you learn, you unlearn, and you relearn, and you keep on learning. That's what I'm still doing. I'm still learning. I'm 60 plus. I learn from my granddaughter. I learn from my daughter-in-law. I learn from my son. I learn from children who come to me for my counselors. There's never ending. It's never to end. And each subject, when you take a subject, try to create something in that. The other day, I think I saw two teachers who actually created rhymes through songs, and it was awesome. Something like that, new, innovative. You may think that it is not right, but when you try it out, it will work out and people will like it. Learn, unlearn, relearn. Yes. What is this picture actually conveying? Can anyone put it in a box, and so will give the answer to me.
Let us see, all of us, we can put it onto the YouTube channel. Let's put it over there. Let's see who gives the correct answers. We can take it up from there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, ma'am, you can
I'll go to
further
the
proceed.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you can proceed further, ma'am.
Happy to learn in a group. Children are always happy to learn in a group. You can never you can never see a child wanting to be separate, learning by herself. But still, even if the child is a person who feels that, no, let me be on my own. But still, the child will be looking at some other child learning and wants to go and find out what she's doing. That is a child's thought. So never ever tell the child, no, you stay alone, you sit and learn by yourself. Don't go there. Don't tell them your answers. Please don't do this. You're actually spoiling the child's intellect. You have to make the child understand. You learn with them. You go and sit and talk to them. When you tell something, they will also tell you. Then you will learn from them. They will learn from you. It's always a sharing and caring. You should not be separate. And this helps in many things presently for the POSH and the Pocso, which is very much needed in the world now. Children have to be safeguarded from all the unwanted violences which are happening, and the good touch and the bad touch. Children have to go through all. So never keep your children separate. Never allow them, send them, if they have friends, they can. Let them be under your eye. Don't send them alone and don't make them feel that, okay, they're all playing together. But even then, you should have an eye on the children. At the same time, the child also should know that, yes, there is a friend next door. Let me call her to my house, or let him come to my house. And please don't take things negative. Don't listen to people and take things negative. You have to judge for yourself. Check it properly. See for yourself. Hear for yourself. And that's how you have to bring up your children to the right way. Music, yes, this is another very, it's a wonderful thing. Most of the children presently are music lovers. So allow them to learn music, play drums, play saxophone, whatever they want. Now, when you create an atmosphere like this, the child actually will find it very nice to go through music and learn it by himself or by himself, and also will have that urge to keep excelling. Don't shun the child saying that first you do not know how to say saregama, so this is not your cup of tea. And don't impose things what you want to do on the child. The child will want to do something. Please give them their liberty and their time to learn. Don't shun them and don't make them feel that way. When you make things very different, when you make them feel this is something different, let me explore what it is. That is the way they actually feel education is getting very innovative and it's becoming an entertainment for them. Right? This is my humble request to parents, to teachers, to the school authorities, and worldwide. Coronavirus, which is they say, some say it is still there. Anyways, we have to follow the rules and regulations of 6 feet distance, wearing your mask, washing your hands frequently, keeping yourself clean and tidy, making the child also understand what is that the child has to follow. Don't tell, oh, they'll tell like that, don't put the mask, it's okay, come out without the mask. You don't spoil the child. The children are more mature now. They know how they have to behave. So please help them to stay blessed. Stay blessed in your nests. That is what I would say for the children. Yeah, they have to be blessed to be in their nests along with their parents and the school authorities. Keep an eye on them and let them also live happily. Live life to the fullest. This is my motto. Thanks for giving this opportunity. I'm very, very thankful to Sir Ushinji, Chitrana, and thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. It was a wonderful input from your side, ma'am. I've got few things in my mind which keeps haunting and keeps disturbing. Let's take few examples. And what are the solutions? Because you had been educated, well, you had been associated with the education system for a very long time. I've got few straight things. You give me the solutions. Number one, let's take an example. 30 kids are passing out from one particular college. And 25 of them, they are getting to the corporate world, and 5 girls or 5 boys, or maybe a combination of boys and girls, they decide we want to become teachers. We want to become educators. When we see their working environment, when we see their pressures, when we see their pay package, when we see other kind of things, naturally they are kids. They have got comparison. So my first challenge is, how do we bring economic equity and equality where the education profession to be brought at par with, because now the education has got corporatized. When you take it as a corporate sector and you're looking forward to a quality for your kids, parents, those are sending their children, they want project-based learning, case study-based learning, education to be relevant to our day-to-day living life, whatsoever has to be done. What is the solution which comes to your mind? Because my entire ecosystem is disturbed. What do I do? Where do I start? How do I start? And if you ask my heart, the teachers, those are handling children, particularly up to age of 6. That means right from the kindergarten up to the 6 years age or 7 year of age, they should be highest paid as compared to including professors of the university. Because the child mind is getting developed at that point of time. So my concern is that, what do you suggest about it?
Pay pack accordingly. Presently, I think the pay pack is going to be disturbed for many. I'll tell you why. Because of the COVID, and the school authorities are actually having a big time crisis. That's what they say. But the deserving should be paid. I'm using the word deserving. Deserving has to be underlined. Why? Because I wouldn't say all the teachers are really deserving. I wouldn't say that, because to my knowledge, from 0 to 8 years, the child can learn 26 languages. The child can remember anything told, and the child's basic foundation should be very strong. Now, basic foundation is right from her KGs till her 5th standard or 6th standard has to be strong. Most of the KGs, Montessori teachers or Cambridge teachers, they have to be qualified for us to vouch for their salary increase. Not only South, even North, we have this problem. There are a lot of pronunciations which are wrong with the teachers themselves. If that is perfect, and if the teacher is perfect with that, I would be the first one to hold the flag saying that yes, she has to be paid very well. Because she is giving the proper foundation for the child, which is not going to be shaken, even if the child is moving to college or to the corporate. If that foundation is not up to the mark, it's no use of us telling our teachers have to be paid. To be very honest, this is my answer.
Okay, great. There is one part which takes care of. Thank you very much for your valuable inputs. So somewhere we both agree that 0 to 8 years, which you have told, child learning is maximum, and that is the proper foundation. And deserving teachers, what you have used a term, they should be, and that's why, I always look forward to certain institutions are keeping teachers at ad hoc, giving them the peanuts. Once you give the peanuts, how can you deserve, mountains from them, that they will be in a position to handle every situation? So I think somewhere that part is very important, which comes to mind. Okay. Now comes
Phonetics,
second course.
I'm talking about the phonetic part of it. Phonetics, if it's not proper, then
Yeah.
the child will be using the same wrong phonetics everywhere. Then what is the use of the thing, us saying that the child studied in such a big school and still he's not being placed or he's not being able to take things forward. When someone
Right.
speaks wrong English, they will look at him in a different way.
Okay, wonderful. And now the NEP 2020, particularly the New Education Policy 2020, has given a wonderful input that it can be given in the regional language also, it can be given in the local language also, and children can, children can develop their initial skills accordingly. That point is taken well taken. Now let's come to second stage. From the time we get up in the morning until we go to sleep in the evening, there are a lot of activities which we perform during the day. Each one of us, depending on what is our task, what is our role, what exactly are we doing, what standard are we in school or college, university, wherever we are. So life itself is a project. Why not our education should be relevant to our day-to-day living and day-to-day life and day-to-day requirements of the life? Why not everything should be linked from the time I get up in the morning? Let's take an example. I get up in the morning and I drink some water. Thereafter, I go to the washroom. I brush my teeth. The water should not be on when I'm brushing my teeth. I should open the tap only. So that is called water management. When I'm flushing in the toilet, how much quantity of the water has to go over there? That is important. I'm taking shower. How much water is being utilized over there? So I learn practical part of life. That's called water management. I come to the dining table. I take my breakfast. When I'm having my breakfast, there are certain things which I'm not utilizing. Or maybe I'm having some fruits. So when you're peeling the fruits and you're taking out the top skin and you're removing it, so there is called waste to resource management. That particular portion is being eaten by animals. That portion can be utilized by many, animals' fodder. It can be reutilized. Maybe something I can use in my kitchen garden as a soil, whatever is to be done. So that is my second part. Coming to third part. I'm going to institution. Wherever I'm studying, my bus is taking me. Now we are switching over to electric buses. So pollution would be less, everything would be less, and slowly and gradually it will become carbon neutral. That's what is the efforts being put in. Let's move ahead. I'm leaving from home for school. In the drawing room, TV is on. Nobody is watching, but it is on. So why not to switch it off? Some electricity can be saved. I reach school. When I reach my school, on the gate itself, there is a security guard or there's a darban or somebody standing over there. Why not I give the greetings to him also? After all, he's also somebody's parents. He's also somebody's father. He also expects a respect. And even if the teachers and principals, when they are entering and they exchange little greetings with that person who is at the gate, I can vouch for it. He would be gaga and he'll perform his duty much better. In the school itself, if I have got, let's take it, a particular compound, particular area, and there is a small area which is having a small ground where I can cultivate some organic vegetables, why not children should learn how to have organic farming? Yeah. There are small things which we have to link to our life. But unfortunate part is teachers are sweating, teachers are running around, teachers are busy to complete the curriculum and the syllabi. They are on to the election duty, they are on to other duties, they are doing some census, and the time which they were supposed to utilize for their own research, preparation, to give better, because today's kids are having social media, they've got the gadgets, they've got everything with them, and they know how to make use of it. So earlier the teacher was the only source. Now teacher is not the source alone. The information is coming from all directions and even it is overloaded. Why education should not be relevant to my day-to-day life and day-to-day living and day-to-day projects?
It's nothing that it's not. We can go ahead with it. Why should we be restricted for all that? We can still follow our own system and our own plan. Why should we sit and restrict that? We are doing our education, whatever is needed for the board exams, whatever is needed for the curriculum, we are doing it. But here I would like to pinpoint teachers being used for their elections or whatever other than that teaching part of it. It is, what is the reason behind it? What is the reason behind it? It's extra money earning. So whose fault on that? People will come and ask you, you want money, extra money, you come and work for me. Yeah, but what is your oath, what you take as a teacher? Your oath as a teacher is that you will fulfill the school curriculum and the timing, keep the student aware of all the learnings. But what is happening to us? We are actually putting that off. Oh, today offline, online network is not working. If I tell that, finish. Okay, done. Network is not working, technology problem. The child cannot do this. The child has to do on her own. The child will be sitting and doing with the guide, and the problem ends there. That is what is being thought by people right now. No, that is unfair. That is unfair. You are paid. For what are you paid? For whatever job you are assigned. So what are you assigned for? You have to finish your curriculum. That is your first priority. What comes, what goes, immaterial, whatever happens in the house. Don't you come back to school even without taking it off? Why? Because the monthly salary has to be given to you. Otherwise, they'll cut your salary. So when you are so keen about it, this is another very important thing. Don't stop anything halfway saying, giving reasons. I would say that. I think I am fair in this because we can do 100 things at a time. How many are perfect? I can do 100 things at a time. I cannot do everything perfect.
Wonderful.
To do perfectly, I am earning. I am being paid. So the person who's paying me will question me end of the day, why was this particular portion not completed? I cannot give cock and bull stories saying that my network was not working or my children didn't come online or they came offline, they came to class, but I was not able to do because I had some other games, sports duty or annual day duty. No, that's not my cup of tea to listen to you. That is why many schools or authorities are little strict because ultimately they are also answerable to the government. When they get more failures in their schools, they are answerable than the teachers. Then it comes to the teachers. Why are they giving the system? If you pass out all the 12th standard, your subject students, 20 for 50 of them, all 50 get very good gradings. Okay, they say that we will be applauding you with a gift voucher or we will be giving you a gift. Why are they doing that? They want the results to be shown so that the next academic year, the school is full.
Fine. Thank you, ma'am. The last question before we close today's session. Having served in the armed forces and thereafter getting into the arena of the education, God had been very kind that I traveled length and breadth of the country and tried to see on the ground what exactly are the living conditions, environment, harsh weather condition, climatic conditions, some of the border areas which are non-accessible throughout the year. What to talk of education, even the food reaching those places throughout the year is also not accessible. However, there is one solution which Honorable Prime Minister has found in the term of digital university. When we are talking about digital university, of course, challenges comes, but challenges should come only for the initial phase, initial teething period. But after some time, we should improve. We should not be taking everything chalta hai, casual. And even if we don't improve after 2 years in the lockdown, then I think it's a shame for anybody who is lethargic. Now, coming to a point over here, something very interesting and important. When we are going to give better connectivity, better digital connectivity, better devices, and we are going to make it accessible to the last picket, to the last man, to the last mile, to the last milestone. I think anything which can bring equity, equality, rationality, sustainability, and the growth and somewhere equilibrium in the entire universe, that is only by means of giving equal amount of desirable education, digital way to every child. And when we think about digital university, why don't we think even about digital school? Because digital university, what exactly is the need of the hour? The teachers to be equipped digital way with the new pedagogy, with the new andragogy, with the new innovations, with the new creativity. Because I learned the other day with a pleasure, there are more than 5 lakh apps available today for imparting education, all subjects. During this corona, one thing has happened. Education has got transparent, it has got exposed, the weak areas have got exposed. Nobody would have ever realized the importance of education becoming obsolete, obsolescent, along with the syllabi, had this corona not hit everybody. So, digital way with the innovations and creativity and making education practical way, day-to-day living, project-based. What are your closing remarks with the technology?
Technology is it's a big boon to us right now, and hats off to Corona for that, because of which most of the teachers have started working digital. Otherwise, they were not. They were only doing this WhatsApping and watching out videos. But right now, they are actually trying to do sessions of their subjects on digital. Again, digital for the schools, we have to be a bit careful, because the nation is going in a different status altogether, because this digital is also causing a lot of wrong things to the children. Now, digitally, they want to sit and learn, or they're doing group studies or whatever it is. They are getting into unwanted sites. That is the problem. So how much ever you lock the site, somehow they click, they try to find out, because they also want to prove that they are clever enough. They also want to prove that they are able to do things like a college student. So we have to go a bit slow with the digital part of it, but teachers have to be prepared with their lesson plans and everything on the digital way. At the same time, teaching, they have to be first, offline teaching only. That is only the best for the children, especially after the 7th to 12th. It's always better to let them do the references on digital when they go back home, but not in the school, because that is where children are getting spoiled. There, a lot of drug addiction is going on, so now. A lot of drug addiction is going on. So a lot of things, new things are getting invented. New things are being found out. They are having a lot of sites which they are trying to loop in. So we have to go a bit more sensible with it. Instead of going digital, they can go in experiential learning. They take
experiential.
A topic, yeah, experiential learning. They take a topic, they take a science topic, tell them to create certain apparatuses with batteries or with small wires, get the connections, and let them find out how they can alight a light, or how they will use a battery to use water coming out of a pipe, instead of sitting and making them go through experiments in the labs, in their own school labs. They have to do something different, making them understand experiential learning is much, much better than sitting and doing digital learning. Digital learning they can do even after they get into the colleges. If they are prepared from right now, they can, when they go to the college, it's much more easier for them. As you said, digital universities are there. Yes, that and all will work out for them. But for schools, their brain has to be really channelized for them to take things forward in a very, very, very nice and creative way.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Thank you. It was a wonderful, and thank you very much for such a valuable inputs this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever the people are joining from the world over. I'm so grateful to you. And once again, I sincerely apologize for the delay in linking up today. We lost a lot of people who could not join because they thought we are not conducting the session today, because 27 minutes we lost initially onto that. My sincere apologies personally, because as a head of the captain of the ship, it's my responsibility that the ship has to sail, and these people have to understand what is the difference between professionalism and what is the difference between ad hocism. So keeping that profile in mind, thank you very much. My sincere gratitude and great regards to you. Thank you very much, ma'am.